Evolution has created many amazing feats, from the ability to fly, to being able to survive the pressure of the deep sea, to even living for hundreds of years. But what if I told you there was something that tops all of those, and everything else David Attenborough has talked about? That's right, the fist. The most versatile tool ever made. Since the first fish crawled onto land with its meaty fists, it has been the key to survival of many species. Cheetahs achieving the fastest land speed, sperm whales hunting the giant squid, and the creation of hot dogs. All thanks to that wonderful thing created by 5 fingers clenched together. So what better way to prove that than to play an RPG from 2006?
May you rest in peace.
Oblivion is a typical Western RPG. You can shoot fireballs, swing swords, bash heads with maces, and even commit murder. For this video, we'll only be doing one of those things, however. Murder. And with our bare hands. The goal is simple. Beat the game with no weapons, no spells that affect others, no armor, and on the highest difficulty because mama didn't raise no bitch. I made an orc for rage even though I only used it about 3 times for my entire playthrough. Fuck it, whatever. Named him after the greatest man to ever lived and modeled him after that one evil guy from Camelot. I got catcalled by some racist elf.
You're an ugly one.
And then I got the fuck out of there with his royal soon-to-be deadness. I finally got to fighting, and I got killed by some rats pretty quickly. This is gonna be a running theme. I die. A fucking lot. After dying too many times to those fucking rats, I finally learned from my mistakes and I was able to kill a goblin on the first try. Hand-to-hand is actually pretty good in this game. You do fatigue damage, which will cause enemies to stagger and fall over. It's great, because there's no life alert in Tamriel. I got my ass kicked by a goblin shaman, and it was legitimately the hardest fight I've ever had in this game. I went with being born under the lady, cause I ain't gay. She gives bonuses to fatigue and mana regen, which will come in handy because we'll be using healing spells a lot. Whoa, your highness, you getting ready for a Blink-182 concert? Whatever. I made my way through the desert. Desert? What the fuck? Whatever. I made my way through the sewers with ease. After seeing daylight for the first time since the sun went down, I went across the water for a bed to level up, and a fight I knew I could win. I couldn't win the fight, and after getting my shit rocked in one hit and adding to my death counter, I decided to take my frustrations out on a mud crab. Here, I was going to add a rule of no fast traveling, but this is going to be long enough as is. So, I'll use it sparingly until the end of the game when you need to go all over the fucking place. That's miserable enough as is. On my way to find Joffrey, a fisherman asked me to kill some fish for him, and I sure do love killing things. Well, we're pretty busy. I spent a few minutes playing with the dog before I beat it to death. Total deaths so far? 16. A bandit asked for directions to my purse, so I gave him directions to my dick.
Your money or your life. Easily done.
After some time, I managed to beat him with my superior wits and gravity. I raided a small farm and ruined a man's livelihood. I found Joffrey, and he told me to go find some schmuck in a town that's probably not on fire right now. Then I was gifted a horse to help me on my way. That's good, because I definitely didn't plan on stealing it. I looked at the map and I decided that roads are for pussies. And I was rewarded by finding a cozy fort that I'd already decorated for Halloween. How inviting. I found some pants on a sleeping resident. Then I met the rest of them. Some vampires that wouldn't even ask me to leave before trying to suck out my life juices. I got chased to a nearby village, which, for some reason, everybody was in the temple doing some weird culty things. They were so mad that I interrupted their ritual that they crashed my game. Twice.
Stay away.
The vampires killed me a couple more times before they got bored and let me sleep in an inn. The bones all around were very comforting as I leveled up.
Hello, motherfucker.
Turns out the vampires weren't bored, and were just being polite, because they were waiting for me outside and killed me again. I managed to find some cultists that showed the vampires their peaceful religion and killed them. I got some new clothes, definitely not from a dead body, and holy shit I look cool. Total deaths so far, 31. Some bears tried to kill me and then I led them to a farmer so they could kill him instead. He showed me though, by killing them.
Why are we still here?
And then he told me that he couldn't kill the bears, and that I needed to do it for him. After culling the local bear population, I went to get my reward, and he gave me a book that I already fucking had. I contemplated kicking his ass, but knew that he would just kick mine, so I let him be. I tried to pick a fight with an imp, but it decided to pick a fight with me instead. So I found a guard to kill it for me. And then, he tried to fucking arrest me for some goddamn reason. I don't even know why. I'm a model citizen. At this point, I thought about joining the Mages Guild so I could start crafting my own spells that would boost my stats and heal me better, but that's so much fucking work, so I just focused on getting as many healing potions as I could. My hand-to-hand went up, and I learned how to disarm people. This is really useful when it works, and it never fucking does. I managed to kill someone in a reasonable amount of time finally. I'm like a Super Saiyan that gets stronger every time he's almost killed, except I just die constantly and I never get stronger. Another guard tells me I'm a criminal, and I have no idea what laws I'm breaking. I gotta level up by making meth in the woods. I finally make it to Kvatch, but it's under attack by the Daedra. I decided to close the Oblivion gate by ignoring everything inside and spamming my heal spell. And it was working really well, until a Daedra no-clipped through a door and murdered me. I find a guy that has a key that I need. Luckily, his wife just left him and took the kids, so he commits suicide in front of me and I take it off his corpse. After that traumatizing shit, I tally up my deaths and we're sitting at a pretty 46. And then I got stuck in a room and died about 14 times before being able to make it through. Then I closed the gate. Now it's time to take back Kvatch. I did everything I could by letting the guards take care of everything I couldn't, which was everything. I found Martin in the temple, told him about his destiny, and we headed back to Wayne Priory. Surprise, surprise, it's under attack. It's okay though, I saved Joffrey by standing in a corner. Oh, what the fuck? Unfortunately, during my heroic rescue, they managed to steal the MacGuffin of Kings. Joffrey tells us we need to get to Cloud 9. I don't swing that way, but he is kinda cute, so whatever. This follower AI makes me want to fucking lobotomize myself.
You get any closer and I'll turn your bones to ash. Back off.
I delivered Martin to the Blades and I was finally able to level up sleeping next to a bunch of men, just like I had always dreamed I would. I find Boris and we bond over murdering somebody in a guy's basement.
Yeah. Oh, I saw the dragon.
Then he tells me to go find some mage lady since she knows how to read. I find her and she tells me to find some books. I find the books. But the final book is special, and I need to go to a special meeting place to get the special books, since I'm special. Boris and I go into the sewers and we bond over more murder. The secret meeting goes to shit, and I realize there's no way that I'm able to do this on the highest difficulty. It was 4 a.m. Fuck that. Fuck everything. This is miserable. I set the difficulty to the lowest it'll go, and shove my now godlike fists in the faces of those around me, and take the stupid book. I give the stupid book to the witch lady that can read, and she tells me to wait. I wait. She tells me to wait again. I wait again. She tells me to go to a grave, and I got excited, thinking I get to go grave robbing. I was wrong. It just lights up and tells you where to go. Kind of a stupid puzzle considering it lights up at noon, but I'm not the leader of a cult. I contemplate my life choices as I spend 5 minutes punching a wolf to death before finding some sort of spooky cave. This is when I decided I actually wanted to have some enjoyment and I put the difficulty down to normal. To prove my point, my total deaths so far is at 70. That's going to be it for this episode. But here's a sneak peek of what's going to be in the next one.
Die, unbeliever!
This sort of thing happens a lot, where I encounter an enemy and just run around in circles around something like a rock or Fucking Pistachio, your collar is polluting the audio. Out of my recording studio, you fuckface.